India is notorious for its complex tax system. It's almost impossible for new businesses and startups to understand the direct and indirect tax systems. This problem gets even more aggravated when constant changes are made to taxes with each financial year. But things change with the new goods and services tax, commonly known as GST. Let's take an example. Aditya would like to start a business in Delhi for which he needs raw materials from Beijing in China. While importing, it would first land at a port and then from there it would travel to the manufacturing center at Delhi via road passing through various states. Now, when Aditya starts analyzing the various taxes he needs to pay in the process of just transporting the material to his center, he will lose his mind. In fact, this happens with many budding entrepreneurs who want to give shape to their dreams but fail to because the complex tax structure in India is the biggest hindrance. First, he needs to pay a customs duty along with the shipping charges. It's fine up till this point, but to comprehend the complexity in the tax structure after this stage would drive anyone crazy. He would have to pay central and state governments 10 different taxes like central excise duties, service tax, VAT, central sales tax, octroi, etc. And not only this, he also would have to pay tax on taxes already collected by the government. To understand this, let's take a very simple example under the present tax system. A seller in Mumbai sells a product to a buyer in Nagpur. On top of the price of the product, VAT is being charged. Now the same product is to be sold from Nagpur to Chennai. The seller in Nagpur increases the price to gain profit. Now on top of the new price including his profit, central sales tax that is CST is added. The price of the product for the buyer in Chennai will comprise of cost of the product plus VAT plus profit plus central sales tax. Don't you see the cascading effect of taxes here? So how does GST affect the taxation system? The goods and services tax promises to alleviate this problem among many others. GST is a consumption-based tax which is levied on sale, manufacture and consumption of goods and services at a national level. Only one indirect tax has to be paid by the trade and industry, and all other indirect taxes like sales tax, purchase tax, service tax, octroi, etc. will be absorbed in GST. Exports and direct tax like income tax, corporate tax, capital gain will not be affected by GST. GST would apply to all goods other than crude petroleum, motor spirit, diesel, aviation, turbine fuel, and natural gas. It would also apply to all services barring a few to be specified in future. The proposed tax system will take the form of dual GST, which is concurrently levied by central and state government. This will comprise of central GST, that is CGST, which will be levied by center, state GST, that is SGST, which will be levied by state, integrated GST, that is IGST, which will be levied by central government on interstate supply of goods and services. So who is going to pocket the taxes? In case of intrastate transactions, seller collects both CGST and SGST from the buyer. CGST goes to the central government and SGST goes to the state government. And in case of interstate transactions, IGST will be levied on interstate transactions of goods and services, and the tax gets transferred to the importing state. What would be the cost of the same product under GST system? Products sold from a seller in Mumbai to a buyer in Nagpur. CGST and SGST is to be added. Now again the same product is being sold from Nagpur to Chennai. This is an interstate transaction, so IGST will be applicable now. But wait a minute, isn't this tax on tax again? So here is the twist. A tax has already been paid on the product in the form of CGST and SGST. So the buyer in Chennai gets a tax credit. The IGST gets reduced with the amount of CGST and SGST. This prevents the buyer from paying tax on tax. So, under the GST system, the drawback faced by the manufacturers and business class due to cascading effect of taxation and also complexity in comprehending indirect taxes has been removed to some extent.